Have you ever wondered why the night feels heavier than the day? Why the silence, when everyone else is asleep, suddenly becomes a battlefield in your own mind? Chosen soul, the truth is this: the night does not just bring rest, it also brings confrontation. Darkness has always tried to find you when the world grows quiet, because it knows that in your silence, you are closest to hearing the whispers of your soul. There is a reason your thoughts become louder when the moon rises. A reason the shadows feel thicker around your room. A reason the past, the pain, and the fears you thought you buried come knocking on the doors of your heart when the lights go out. It is not random. It is not meaningless. It is an ancient truth hidden in plain sight. Darkness attacks you at night because it fears what you carry in the light. Let me tell you a story. Long ago, there was a wanderer who lived in a village surrounded by desert. By day, he walked beneath the blazing sun and his steps were steady. But at night, when the village was quiet and the sand grew cold, he felt a weight pressing on him. Strange dreams would visit him, whispers would echo through the wind, and shadows seemed to dance on the walls. One night, terrified, he ran to the edge of the village. He lifted his eyes to the sky, and there, among the countless stars, he saw the vastness of the universe. In that moment, he realized something. The same silence that frightened him also held the greatest beauty. The same darkness that pressed upon him was also the backdrop of light that revealed the stars. The lesson was clear. Darkness is not only an enemy but a mirror. It reveals the hidden battle within, and it forces you to remember who you really are. Take a breath with me. Inhale deeply. Hold it. Now exhale. Place your hand on your chest and remind yourself, I am more than this fear. I am more than this night. You are not alone. Even if you are sitting in a room with only the sound of your breath, there is a presence that sees you. But listen carefully. If you ignore this message, if you dismiss the battles of the night as mere overthinking, you may miss the greatest awakening of your life. Because it is in those hours of darkness that your destiny is revealed. It is in those moments of midnight wrestling that your spirit is sharpened like a sword. Ignore the message, and the shadows will keep returning until they break you. But embrace it, and you will rise stronger than you ever imagined. Chosen soul. Comment 111 if you feel this message calling you. Comment 444 if you felt the heaviness of night pressing on your chest. Comment 777 if you are ready to rise above the shadows and step into the awakening that was always meant for you. And subscribe so you never miss the words your soul has been waiting to hear. The first revelation of why darkness attacks you at night is this. Night is the hour of unveiling. During the day, you are distracted. Your senses are consumed by tasks, by people, by noise, by the rush of survival. But at night, when the world grows silent, your spirit has no choice but to confront what has been buried deep within. The very things you have tried to silence, your wounds, your regrets, your questions, rise like shadows in the quiet. And so the night becomes a battlefield. Think of it. Why do so many souls report restlessness when the clock strikes past midnight? Why does your body sometimes wake up suddenly, even when you are tired? Why do thoughts of failure, rejection, or death echo louder in the stillness of 2 a.m. than in the middle of the afternoon? It is because the veil thins. In the stillness, your soul is most awake, and so the forces that oppose your awakening also draw near. Darkness does not always arrive as a figure in the corner of your room. More often, it comes as an inner heaviness, a whisper of self-doubt, a sudden memory of betrayal that pierces you like a blade. It creeps into your chest as anxiety, into your mind as racing thoughts, into your dreams as figures that chase or press upon you. But do not be deceived. Its attack is not proof of your weakness. It is proof of your power. The reason the night feels heavy is because your light threatens it. The more luminous your destiny, the more the shadows seek to drown it before dawn. Let me paint it in a story. Imagine a flame burning in a vast wilderness. During the day, the sun overpowers it, and the flame goes unnoticed. But at night, when the wilderness grows dark, every creature sees the fire. And those who fear its light will creep closer, not to admire it, but to smother it. That fire is you. That is why the night feels crowded, even when you are alone. Have you noticed how your thoughts take strange turns at night? A small mistake from your past suddenly feels like a mountain crushing your chest. A rejection that you shrugged off during the day suddenly feels unbearable. Or you may sense presences, shadows moving, cold chills, the feeling that someone is watching you. These are not accidents. They are reminders that the unseen is most active when the seen world goes quiet. And yet, chosen soul, here is the paradox. The night does not only come to crush you, it also comes to awaken you. The very whispers that tell you, you are unworthy, you are weak, you are alone. They are trying to keep you from remembering the opposite truth. You are chosen, you are strong, and you are never alone. This is why ancient wisdom has always taught that night is sacred. In the silence of night, you are closest to your Creator, closest to hearing the words not spoken by human mouths. The world sleeps, but your soul is called to rise. Some wake to pray, some wake to write, some wake to weep. But all who are awakened at night are being invited into a hidden classroom. And here lies the secret reason. Darkness attacks you at night because that is when your spirit is most available for transformation. You have probably felt it, lying awake in your bed, the ceiling staring back at you, the hum of the night air pressing in. You think it is insomnia, but what if it is invitation? What if your sleeplessness is not punishment, but preparation? What if the thoughts circling in your head are not random, but echoes of a deeper calling? Real life example. How many people have found their greatest ideas, their life-changing decisions, or their moments of breakthrough not in the busy daylight, but in the quiet of night? Artists, inventors, writers, visionaries, all speak of being stirred at midnight. But the same night that gives birth to vision also gives birth to torment. And this is why the attacks come. Because if the darkness can convince you to fear the night, you will never embrace the gifts it carries. Chosen soul, I ask you this. The next time you wake in the middle of the night with your heart racing, will you run from it? Or will you ask yourself, what is the message hidden in this hour? Because that question, if you dare to ask it, may open the very doorway to your awakening. And so I leave you with a cliffhanger. What if the very shadows that attack you at night are not only your enemies, but also your messengers? The second revelation is this. The darkness at night is not only around you, it is within you. The night strips away the masks you wear during the day. By sunlight, you can pretend. You can laugh, you can work, you can distract yourself with endless noise. But when the sun disappears, the silence begins its interrogation. Who are you when no one is watching? What secrets haunt you? What fears remain unresolved? This is why so many souls dread the night. It is not just the absence of light, it is the presence of truth. And the truth, when it comes, often hurts before it heals. Think of the countless nights you have tossed and turned. Not because of noise, not because of hunger, but because of a war inside your chest. Regret, shame, loneliness. These are the weapons of the inner darkness. And when the external shadows grow thicker, they join forces with your hidden wounds. That is why midnight feels like a flood. Your spirit is battling both the unseen world and the memories you thought were long buried. But listen closely. If darkness rises within you at night, it is not there to prove your defeat. It is there to reveal your unhealed places. It is the soul's way of saying, do not carry this wound into tomorrow. Dreams often reflect this inner struggle. Have you ever dreamt of being chased, of falling, of being trapped in endless rooms? These dreams are not meaningless. They are symbolic mirrors, showing you where you still feel unsafe, where you still feel unworthy, where you still fear being consumed by shadows. There are also moments of sleep paralysis, when you wake but cannot move, when you sense a heavy weight pressing on your chest, when you feel watched by unseen eyes. Many dismiss this as only biology, but chosen soul, you know better. It is the meeting place between your spirit and the unseen. It is the night reminding you that you are more than flesh and bone. You are a soul, and the soul is always in dialogue with the hidden. But do not fear. The same night that confronts you with your deepest pain also invites you to discover your deepest strength. For light does not prove its power at noon, it proves it at midnight, and the flame within you can only be revealed when the room is dark. Think of a seed. Buried beneath soil, it is surrounded by darkness. It does not grow in sunlight. It grows hidden, unseen, pressed on all sides by the weight of the earth. Only after breaking through the soil does it rise into light. That seed is you. Your nights of suffocating heaviness are not the end. They are the womb. And yet, here lies the danger. If you mistake the darkness for punishment, you will collapse beneath it. If you believe the whispers that come at night, that you are worthless, abandoned, forgotten, you will never rise. Darkness attacks at night because it knows if it can break you in silence, it will control you in daylight. This is why your restlessness matters. This is why your sleepless nights cannot be ignored. Every attack is proof that something within you is worth protecting. So let me ask you, when the whispers come, will you surrender to them? Or will you remember that every whisper of despair is a lie meant to cover a hidden truth? Because the hidden truth is this: you were born to shine in a way that darkness cannot comprehend. And that brings us to the cliffhanger. If the night exposes your wounds and awakens your fears, what greater truth is it preparing you to discover? The third revelation is this: the secret reason darkness attacks you at night is because it fears what awakens with the dawn. Darkness knows it has only a limited time. It knows that light is inevitable. And so, its strategy is simple. If it can weaken you in the night, you will not rise with strength in the morning. If it can fill your mind with fear, anxiety, or despair before the first rays of sun, it hopes you will carry that heaviness into your day. This is why the attacks often feel most intense just before dawn. Have you noticed that the hours between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. feel the heaviest? As if something presses against your spirit more strongly in those moments? That is not coincidence. That is the final push of shadows before the light arrives. But here is the hidden truth. The presence of night attacks is proof of your awakening. If you were not dangerous to the darkness, it would not bother with you. The very fact that you feel the weight of unseen battles, the restlessness of the midnight hours, is confirmation that your soul is marked. Light and darkness are not just external realities. They are archetypes of your inner life. Light is your clarity, your faith, your strength, your destiny. Darkness is fear, doubt, despair, and illusion. Each night you stand between them, chosen soul. Each night, your bed becomes an altar where the two forces contend for your spirit. Think of this: the stars cannot be seen in the middle of the day. They are always there, but the sunlight hides them. Only in the darkness of night do they appear, brilliant and unshakable. In the same way, your true strength is often hidden from you during the rush of the day. It is revealed only when the night grows heavy. That is why the shadows press on you. They know the stars inside you are about to shine. Real-life example. How many times have you endured a sleepless night of fear, only to wake and find clarity the next morning? How often have you cried in the dark, but by sunrise felt a quiet strength settling over your heart? This is the secret rhythm. Night tries to drown you, but morning always restores you. And here is the paradox. Darkness is not only your adversary, it is also your teacher. Without it, you would never know the brilliance of light. Without the silence of midnight, you would never hear the whispers of eternity. Without the heaviness pressing on your chest, you would never discover the hidden courage buried in your soul. Chosen soul, you must understand. Your role in this unfolding story is not to fear the night, but to stand in it. You are the lamp that refuses to go out. You are the flame that refuses to be consumed. The darkness attacks you at night because it knows the dawn you carry is greater than the midnight that surrounds you. But this truth comes with a choice. Will you let the shadows define you, or will you rise as the one who shines through them? The takeaway is simple yet symbolic. Every time you survive a night of heaviness, every time you wake despite the battles you fought in silence, you have already defeated the darkness. Survival itself is victory. And yet, the question lingers in the air. If survival in the night is victory, what would it mean to not only survive the night, but to master it? The fourth revelation is this: you are not powerless in the night. You are being trained to carry light within the darkness. For too long, many have believed that the night is a curse, that the restlessness, the whispers, the heaviness pressing down at midnight are punishments. But chosen soul, hear this truth. The night is not punishment. It is preparation. The very place where you feel weakest is the place where your strength is being forged. Think of a warrior. No warrior is trained only in sunlight. The real test of courage is not on the open battlefield. It is in the hidden hours when enemies creep silently, when the vision is unclear, when the path is uncertain. That is where strength is born. And you too are being trained in the night. This is why the attacks come when the world is asleep, because you are not like everyone else. Your destiny demands endurance. Your calling requires resilience. And resilience is never built in ease. It is built in trial. Practical wisdom emerges here. When the night presses on you, do not collapse into despair. Instead, shift your mindset. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" begin to ask, "What is this shaping in me?" This one question transforms the night from torment into training ground. For example, when anxiety surges at night, rather than fighting it as an enemy, breathe into it. Tell yourself, "This moment is proof that I am alive, that I can feel, that my spirit is awake." When restless thoughts circle your mind, remind yourself, "These are shadows, not truths. My true self is deeper, calmer, eternal." When sleep paralysis weighs heavy, remember, even in stillness, my spirit is stronger than the unseen pressing against me. This is the mindset of the awakened, to see in every attack an opportunity to reveal inner strength. There is also a universal law at work here. Resistance reveals power. The greater the resistance, the greater the power within you being challenged. Just as the strongest winds are proof of the tallest mountains, the heaviest attacks are proof of the brightest souls. If darkness attacks you at night, it is confirmation that your soul carries a dawn worth fearing. And repetition matters. Notice how often these battles come back. Again and again, you may feel the same heaviness, the same fears, the same dreams. This is not because you are failing. It is because every repetition strengthens you. Just as muscles are built not by lifting once, but by lifting repeatedly, so your soul is forged by every midnight struggle. Do not despise the repetition. Embrace it as prophetic power. Every cycle of night and day is a reminder that darkness never has the final word. No matter how thick the shadows, the sun always rises, and so will you. But here lies the emotional gap. You may not always see the progress. You may feel as though the night has no end, as though your strength is not growing, as though you are only breaking under the weight. But chosen soul, trust this. Seeds do not see their own growth while buried in soil. Yet day by day they are changing, until suddenly they break through. So do not mistake your hidden growth for absence. Even when you feel nothing, you are being transformed. And that leads us to the question that lingers. If the night is your training ground, what would happen if you stopped resisting it in fear and started walking through it with courage? The final revelation is this. The darkness attacks you at night because you are standing at the edge of awakening, and destiny requires confrontation before elevation. Every trial, every whisper, every restless hour has not been random. They have been preparing you. Darkness has circled you, pressed on you, and tested you, not because you are cursed, but because you are chosen. The attack is the evidence. The night is the proof. Chosen soul, hear this clearly. You were never meant to stay trapped in the shadows. You were meant to walk through them, carrying a light that cannot be extinguished. This is why your nights have been so heavy, because the dawn inside you is near. Think of all the times you thought you would break, yet you woke again. Think of all the nights you cried, yet morning still kissed your face with light. That was not weakness. That was survival. And survival itself is sacred. Because each morning you rise, you prove the darkness has failed. But this is the moment where everything converges. The message of this entire journey is this. You are not simply surviving the night, you are being called to master it. The night will not always be easy. Shadows will return. Whispers will test you. But you now hold the truth. You know that attacks come not to destroy, but to reveal. You know that heaviness is not punishment, but preparation. You know that restlessness is not random, but invitation. And so, here is your awakening moment. The next time darkness attacks, you will not fear it. You will not surrender to it. You will rise in it. You will say within yourself, I am not a victim of the night. I am the reason it trembles. Because your destiny is not ordinary. Your life is not meaningless. The very fact that you feel the pull of these words right now proves that you are part of a greater story unfolding. But this story requires your choice. You can ignore this call and remain in cycles of fear, never stepping into the fullness of your awakening. Or you can accept the challenge, claim your place, and rise as one who carries light even in the darkest hours. So I ask you, chosen soul, will you rise? If you are ready to declare it, comment 111 as your mark of awakening. Comment 444 as your symbol of resilience through the night. Comment 777 if you know the dawn within you is greater than the darkness around you. And subscribe, because this is not the end of your journey. This is the beginning of your transformation. Each message is a lantern lit for your path. Each word a reminder that you were never abandoned, only awakened. The darkness attacked you at night because it feared what you carry. But now, you carry the truth. The night was never your prison. It was always your proving ground. Chosen soul, we have walked through the mystery together. We began with the question, why does darkness attack at night? And now, at the end of this journey, the answer stands before you like a mirror. Darkness attacks you at night not because you are weak, but because you are powerful. Not because you are cursed, but because you are chosen. Not because you are abandoned, but because you are awakening. Every shadow you faced, every whisper you endured, every restless hour was a test. And through it all, you are still here. You survived what was meant to break you. You rose again and again, even when the weight felt unbearable. That alone proves the truth. You are stronger than you realize. The night has been your teacher. It has shown you your wounds so you could heal. It has stripped away your distractions so you could hear the voice within. It has pressed against you, not to crush you, but to forge you. Just as metal is tested in fire, your spirit has been tested in the silence of midnight. And now, chosen soul, it is time to decide how you will carry this revelation. Will you continue to fear the night, to run from the whispers, to collapse under the weight of shadows? Or will you step into the fullness of your calling, knowing that the dawn is always stronger than the midnight that comes before it? Remember this: no night lasts forever. Every sunrise is a prophecy that darkness has limits. And just as the sun rises without fail, so too will you rise beyond every attack. But do not forget, the choice is yours. You can remain a captive of fear, or you can become a carrier of light. You can continue surviving, or you can begin mastering. The night will still come, but now you carry the truth. The night is no longer your enemy. It is your proving ground. So let this be your declaration. I am not afraid of the night. I am the light that outshines it. And as you speak it, feel the weight lifting from your chest. Feel the silence turning from enemy to ally. Feel the shadows bowing to the fire within you. Because you, chosen soul, are no longer the hunted, you are the flame that cannot be put out. If this message resonates in the deepest part of you, comment your mark below. Write 111 as a seal of your awakening. Write 444 as a testimony that you have endured the night. Write 777 as your bold declaration that you are stepping into destiny. And do not walk this journey alone. Subscribe now, because there are more words your soul has been waiting to hear, more revelations that will guide you through the battles ahead. Each video is not entertainment, it is alignment. Each word is not random, it is remembrance. The secret reason darkness attacks you at night has now been revealed. The question remains: what will you do with it? Will you surrender to fear, or will you rise as one who carries dawn in their spirit? Chosen soul, the night is not the end of your story. It is the stage upon which your light is revealed. The shadows came because you were born to shine. Now rise. The dawn is waiting for you.